right there, by golly. So Caden Cooper gets his car. We went up to Joplin. Let me just tell you this. This will get you.
Okay.
He's got his mind set on a Dodge Challenger, which I'm like, okay, if I was 16. Actually, I'm 54 and I'd like to have his car.
I say when I was 16, I just wanted wheels and an engine that ran.
I know. Well, I got my license when I was in 1986, and I was driving my dad's 1972 Ford F-150. So it was,
I had
14 years old.
Chevy Nova.
Yeah.
I got my license in 86. I was driving a 76 Chevy Nova.
Was it on the column?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My grandma had a Nova on the column.
Yep.
1981 Chrysler LeBaron.
That was your first? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we found a car. We found a Challenger in Joplin. We drive up to Joplin, me and Caden, because Tina can't leave the house, right?
Right.
So we go up to Joplin, and
I was just going to ask, by the way, when is the house arrest over? When is she going to be able to?
Well, she has a follow-up appointment on Wednesday, and we'll see.
Okay.
So we get to Joplin at Roper Kia, and they have a 2022 blacked out Dodge Challenger. It's gorgeous, right? And we get in it, and Caden takes it for a spin. I take it for a spin. We get back, and I walk in and like, well, this is the price. And I'm like, well, I'll pay you this. Well, I'm like, no, I'll pay you cash for the car right now. No, we can't do that. Let me go meet with my guy. You know how they do.
Yeah.
He goes back and meets with the guy, and he comes like, this is what we can do, Mr. Cooper. And there's a $399 administrative fee. I said, you just dropped it $120. I'm telling you, I'll give you this, which was about $1,000 off.
All right.
And sorry, we can't. Let me go back to my guy. He comes back and he drops it another $100. I said, sir, I'm willing to pay you this and write you a check and drop that car off the lot. We just can't. I said, all right, thank y'all. And I got up and I just looked. We walked to the parking lot. I just saw Caden's face, just like.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing, but we got in the truck and I said, so don't worry, they'll call us. And we start to drive off. And nobody called, and Caden's not saying nothing. We get about a mile down the road, and I call Tina, and she said, why don't you just call back and offer them? Just say, So I called back. I said, okay, look, I'll pay you this, which I came back off of my $1,200, right? $200. He said, turn your vehicle around. I'll have the papers ready. And Caden just lit up, right? So anyhow, so we get back. We get the car. I said, Caden, see, wasn't that fun? He goes, that actually was kind of fun. And I said, well, that's what you do. You can't just pay what they say, because believe me, they're making. If they took $3,000 off that car, they're still making plenty of money on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of a former father-in-law I have. He was a Marine veteran, and he always said you never could pull a fast one over on a Marine. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, he went to this car lot, and he made it sound like he was going to finance the car. And they draw up all the paperwork, and they say,
that's good.
Here's what the price of the car is going to be. He pulls out his checkbook and goes, okay, writes a check for that amount, hands it over. The guy's like, well, no, we can't. You just said this is the value of the car. And he made him sell him the car for that.
He sucked him in.
He sucked him in, yeah.
Nice.
That is hilarious. So It's almost closing time. They close at 5, and it's right at 5. We're getting the papers done, this and this and that. Everybody in that dealership is gone except for the main finance guy and the guy that sold me the car. So, okay, Mr. Cooper, you're good to go. Title will be in the mail. Thank you for your business, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, here's the deal. Caden doesn't have it. He can't drive by himself. So I said, so I called Tina. I'm like, how am I going to get my truck home? Caden's like, I can drive. I'll just drive. I'm like, I am not about to let you, for the very first time of your life, drive solo in a 22 Dodge Challenger from Joplin to Branson, Missouri. No. No. I said, I'll leave my truck here, and I'll come back in a few days. I'll see if RP can come with me, and I'll pick my truck up. So I called Tina. She goes, don't you have any friends maybe that's on the road that are heading to Branson or maybe doing a show? I'm like, no. Who? I have friends that's traveling I-44 on a Monday, whatever day it was.
Yeah.
It was Saturday. I left there after the radio show on a Saturday, and I said, "Wait a minute, let me call Grant." So I text Grant Moody. I said, "Grant, where are you right now?" And he goes, "I'm doing a gig tonight at the Hard Rock in Tulsa." What? So I called. I said, "Hey man, when y'all heading back?" He goes, "Early in the morning." I said, "Okay, I need to leave my truck at a dealership in Joplin. Can you swing by and pick it up tomorrow? He goes, sure, man, no problem. I'm like, well, Tina was right. As crazy
As always.
When is she not?
as crazy as it sounded, Grant moved. The only person I could think of. Well, Grant does gigs sometimes
Yeah.
in Tulsa or Miami, and so anyhow, So here's the deal. The Dodge Challenger is sitting in front of the dealership. The guy says, park your truck over there by the side door under the light, and it'll be fine. So I said, okay. So I said, Caden, start the car up. I'm going to pull the truck over here. So I just walked out the door. The guy locks the door. They're waiting for me so they can get out of there, right?
Right.
So I get my truck, start it up. I drive just around the corner, and as soon as I drive around the corner, I do this, and I go to back up, and there's 2 police officers standing in front of my truck shining lights on my face. And first I thought, well, it's security, but then I saw Joplin police. And I roll my window down. He goes, what are you doing, sir? I'm like, I'm parking my truck. How long have you been here? A few hours. Why? What are you doing here? I said, I'm parking my truck right here. And he goes, okay, well, the alarms are going off here. I need you to stay where you are. I'm like, he said, why? He started asking me. I said, sir, I just wrote a check for blah, 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 and I'm buying a car. I'm parking my truck here. My son's over there in the So he goes, well, there's alarms going off. Is there anybody in the building? I said, yeah, the guy I just bought it from. Well, they got out of there so quick, nobody was in the building. They basically locked the door, walked out the side, and the alarms start going off, and there's 2 Joplin police officers within 5 minutes of me walking out.
Well, it's a good response time.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, how did they get there that fast? So he said, stay where you are, sir. Turn your truck off. Okay. The other cop goes over and stops Caden. And I'm like, look, I can call. I've got the guy's phone number. And I said, I know this looks suspicious because the alarm's going off, and I'm driving around the parking lot, and my son's in a brand new stick, And he goes, so I call Chris, and I go, Chris, he goes, yeah, man. I said, you still here? He goes, no, but I can be. I said, well, I've got 2 Joplin police officers holding me in the parking lot, and the alarms are going off. He goes, oh, crap. So he turns around and comes back, and he pulls up, and he goes, who are you? He goes, I'm Chris. I work here. Of course, he'd already taken his shirt off. He's got like a rock and roll T-shirt on or something, and he goes, do you know this guy? And he goes, yeah, I just sold him a vehicle. He goes, okay, Mr. Cooper, you're good to go. And I'm like, oh, my God, I almost just got arrested.
It's crazy.
I just dropped all this money, and I almost got arrested in the parking lot. Isn't that crazy?
It's good to know the Joplin police are on the ball down there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. That I literally walked out, started my truck, got some stuff out of my glove compartment, blah, 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 pulled around, and there's the cop shining lights in my face. And those guys were already
Gone. Long
a
gone.
mile or 2 gone. Yeah. So anyhow, that's the big story. So if you see a 22 blacked out Dodge Challenger on the street, folks,
Look out.
Or the sidewalk.
move over. Get out.